Newcastle adjust transfer priority list with Dele Alli and 6 other players eyed. Newcastle have now made a box-to-box midfielder their new priority for the January transfer window, according to reports. Eddie Howe's side have already signed Kieran Trippier and Chris Wood so far. But with the Toon battling to stay in the Premier League, they could take more action before January 31. Newcastle signed Trippier from Atletico Madrid, with the England international returning to the Premier League from La Liga. They then proceeded to raid Burnley for Wood, who has been brought in to score the goals that will keep them in the top flight. But Newcastle know more is required if they're to survive in the Premier League. And the Telegraph say the signing of a box-to-box midfielder has moved up the priority list in the wake of Joelinton's thigh injury. The publication then states that they have 7 players on their shortlist as they look to give Eddie Howe further backing this month. Newcastle will throw everything at a deal for Jesse Lingard, whose time at Manchester United appears to be drawing to a close. Think you know sport? Test your sporting knowledge with our tricky quiz. Lingard has just months remaining on his Old Trafford contract, and, though West Ham admire the playmaker, the Toon are set to pursue him until the very last minute. Tottenham star Dele Alli is another loan consideration, as well as Leicester City's Hamza Choudhury. Ali's stock has fallen drastically over the years, with the England international struggling to make his mark at Spurs. Choudhury, meanwhile, has endured a problematic season at Leicester and may be allowed to leave before the deadline as a result. Newcastle are reportedly edging closer to signing Bayer Leverkusen left-back Mitchell Bakker, who would represent an upgrade on Paul Dummett. Feyenoord's Marcos Senesi and Monaco's Benoit Badiashile are also being eyed too, while Newcastle are still showing interest in Diego Carlos. Don't miss 4 Man United players West Ham could accept in Rice swap deal. Abramovich backs punishment for Chelsea striker Lukaku. 6 players Liverpool could axe this year. They are, however, in a race against time to bring more new faces to St James Park. Newcastle Supremo Amanda Staveley has reportedly found it difficult trying to enhance the squad, given the fact she's relatively new to football. It's stated the Toon made an offer so low for Sven Botman that there wasn't any point in making the bid in the first place. And some frustrations are arising behind the scenes as Newcastle look to give themselves the best possible chance of Premier League survival. Meanwhile, former Newcastle star Jeremy has opened up on his old side. And he believes that while the Toon can sign some big players, he thinks they need to stay in the Premier League to ensure that happens. It's difficult to give a verdict on Eddie right now because he came into a difficult situation. The club is not doing well so far, he told Express Sport via freebets.com. So I think we have to wait until the end of the season before we say something about him. I used to play for Newcastle, my heart is still there, and what I wish is for them to come up as soon as possible to first position because they are one of the richest clubs in the world now. For them, it would be very, very good to stay in the Premier League. Then they can go to the players to bring. They are now financially strong enough to bring players with the players they have. Newcastle will find some big players because of the project they have. Now in football, there are lots of players with different ambitions. When they will go to them to talk to those big players, it would be better for them to be in the Premier League so they can say, look, our goal is to fight for first place, then the players will listen. But if the club is down in the Championship, they will not have a lot of power to convince them. I wish for Eddie and all the squad to stay in the Premier League so next year they can start with a lot of ambition and they can try and help players come to the big project. When you look at the world of football, when your financial